Now just imagine you have to explain and justify what you do on your job to a billionaire, a person who has never had to do any public service in his life. So I'm not going to be here before you all long, but let's get into this video. So emails went out Saturday to federal workers asking for 5 bullet points of their accomplishments for the week. So it just continues to get worse for federal workers, just so much stress. This is the interesting thing about this letter though. Later that day, Elon Musk, he went on Twitter and he stated the exact same thing. But at the end, he put a little twist on it. He was like, if you don't respond to this letter, I'm going to see that as a resignation. So it's two conflicting sides, right? So what are you supposed to do, right? So right now, this time, senior workers and officials, they are just trying to see if this email is even legit and just really trying to verify its authenticity. Because this don't happen a lot, you guys. You have Doge and then you have OPM. Who the federal workers supposed to follow, Doge or OPM? Now, you know that the government is big on you following the chain of commands, right? Legally, federal workers are supposed to follow OPM. They're supposed to follow what their supervisors tell them to do, not Doge. And we can't even verify if this email is legit or not. So, if they, in the past, like if you work for the government, even for private sectors, for that matter, if you don't follow chain of command, you can face, insubordination, disciplinary action. So you need to make sure that you're following chain of command so you don't get in trouble. And y'all let me know what you all would do in this situation, because there's no harm in responding to the letter. But if it was me, I would probably just go ahead and respond to the letter. I will indulge on that letter so much. You would think that I was the CEO because I was put so much information on why I am needed for that job. Oh, it'll be 5 long bullet points on what I will be doing because I want to keep my job. But if you're in that situation, make sure you consult with your supervisor, consult with human resources. You want to protect yourself. You want to make sure that you're not insubordinate in any kind of way. So a lot of federal workers have been let go. They have accepted the resignation. And, a lot of them are just really having to start back over. I don't know if you all have been paying attention to the news, but a lot of people have been putting their homes up for sale because they just don't have the money. And some people have dedicated their lives up to 20 and 25 years in the same position. And these jobs is all they know. So these are very uncertain times. And President Trump has told Elon Musk to be very aggressive with reducing this workforce. So just with that letter, we don't know if that's a tactic to make people resign or, if you're a federal worker, you just don't know what to say. What do you all think about that letter? And let me know what you will do in that situation. Y'all know that it's about 30% of veterans that work for the federal government. A lot of people have things to say about how they're treating veterans. Now just think about it. You served in the military. You may have served in the war. You may have sacrificed your life, your emotional well-being, being separated from your family. Some veterans have lost limbs and they have been in war. They've experienced things regular civilian people have never experienced before. I have people in my family who have served in the Gulf War and they still have to get counseling because they can't sleep at night. They have these very vivid dreams. Like my uncle, he served in the Gulf War and he was exposed to nerve gas. He's seen some very terrible things that he can't even talk about, and he still gets counseling. So it's a lot of veterans who have served the country and they're still committed to their job. Now I want y'all to think about this right here. And I'm going to make it very humanistic because right now in this world, a lot of people have lost compassion and empathy. They don't care about anybody else. But for you all who can understand, let me put it to you like this. Now, just imagine you have to explain and justify what you do on your job to a billionaire, a person who has never had to do any public service in his life, who's never served the public, who cannot relate to being broke, who's never had to go to war, who's never lost a limb. Imagine having to justify that to somebody who doesn't relate to you at all. And then to make it even worse, he holds an office that's really hasn't even been justified by Congress. And you have to report to him what you're doing, because you got to prove yourself. You all know, if you've been in the military, people in the military like to follow chain of command. They like order. They don't like chaos and stuff like that. Just think about it from their perspective. Some of these people are veterans who served our country, and they're being treated so disrespectful right now. Like I've told y'all in the past, I am all for getting rid of programs that don't make any sense and just, making the necessary changes to reduce waste. I am not for all the hate that's going on and not the way they're doing it. It seems like to me they're in a race, and these are people's lives on the line. They may be doing everything right. They may have all the intentions for the American people. When you use a chainsaw to demonstrate how you are cutting waste and reducing the workforce, I really just can't take you serious. It just does something to me. It looks like it's all fun and games to me. So I want you all to check out this video.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
So this chainsaw was given to President Elon Musk. I don't know why I said that, but this chainsaw was given to him to celebrate the similarities that him and the president of Argentina have of reducing the workforce. This is how they celebrate. They make fun. I just think it's very distasteful to celebrate like that. It's like you having a party or something, and people are losing their incomes and their livelihoods. And people will say like, well, President Bill Clinton, he laid off 400,000 federal workers. Didn't nobody say nothing about that? Well, Congress backed him up. I think that was in the 90s or something. I'm not sure. But back then, inflation wasn't high as it is now. You could find a job back then. Inflation is so high now, and opportunity is not like it was back then. A lot of companies are laying off. So things are different now in 2025 than it was in 1990. And I've been laid off. I've been treated unfairly at jobs. I've experienced loss, but I've never made those things make me not have compassion or empathy for people. People say some of the disheartening things about federal workers at this time. Calling them lazy, referring to them as waste, stating to flush them down the golden toilet, drain the swamp. I've never wanted to be hateful against anybody else who's lost their jobs or their livelihood. I still can give out compassion. And I know people say like, oh, I have to wait in these long lines and nobody answer the phone at Social Security. Nobody helps me when I'm trying to get assistance, and the federal workers, they're lazy. All of them ain't lazy, y'all. But I still don't have hate. I can still have compassion. So I can understand people wanting to reduce the waste and have more money on their paychecks, because I want more money on my paychecks too, but I'm not fixing to hate people and laugh at them while they're down. That's what a lot of people do. But y'all let me know what you all think about this email, and what would you do in this situation. And I hope y'all having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you in the comments.